Today, I'd actually like to start in fetal position, and let's just start on our right side. And we're gonna actually kind of set this up for a perfect twist. We're gonna go there eventually. If it feels better for you starting out to rest your head on your hands, you're welcome to do that. You could also grab a blanket, that might feel nice. This can definitely, you're gonna feel a little stretch through the left side of your neck, but just take a few breaths here. Knees can be bent in tight, they can be a little looser, just kind of seeing what you need. And then find a nice deep inhale. Open your mouth, sigh the breath out, let it go. Ha. Do that a couple more times. So kind of just adjusting to the idea that here we are again, another week ahead of us. See if you can let go of your to-do list, anything that might be stressing you out so far today. And just start to pay attention to your body, start to land on your mat. And begin to find that rhythm of your Ujjayi breath, that inhale through your nose, and that exhale through your nose. Observe that there's a slight pause at the top of the breath, and then also a slight pause at the bottom of the breath. So you might even start to think of the breath as having 4 parts. And maybe pay attention to how the rib cage feels here. So we have one side pressing down into the mat, the other is a little more open. How does the breath feel? How do things expand as you inhale? Good, and then from here, we're just gonna start to open up into that nice, gentle twist. As you inhale, stretch that left arm up and over. Maybe you need to slide a little something underneath that left shoulder blade. It's okay if it's lifting a little bit. And then probably just starting out a few breaths, pressing into the center of the back of your head. So eyes are probably closed here, but if they were open right now, you'd be looking up at the ceiling. And even though this is a gentle twist, it can definitely feel quite intense. This is a good one to do because it's kind of easy. You might just stay here a few more breaths like this. If you feel like you have a little more room, perhaps you start to roll to the left cheek. So if your eyes were open, you'd be gazing out over your left fingertips. Maybe you're opening up across your heart and chest a little more. You're feeling those shoulder blades, especially that left shoulder blade, release down into the mat a little more. You're gonna take one more deep inhale here. Feel that stretch across your heart and chest. Good, and then as you inhale, you're just gonna bring your knees up to center. You might have to scoot your hips to center, and then we're gonna roll on to our left side. And I'm gonna flip around here. So again, just finding this nice, easy, kind of like little modified reclining pose. Fetal position, resting your head on something if you need to, especially if it's feeling a little intense. And then we're going to inhale, start to reach that right arm up and over. Feeling that right shoulder blade release down. It might not get there right at the beginning. So it's okay if it's lifted a little bit. If it feels really intense, do slide something underneath that shoulder blade just to give yourself a little support here. And again, you're just pressing into the center of the back of your head to begin. Paying attention once again to how the breath feels, finding that expansion on the inhale. Noticing how everything contracts in as you exhale. And then if it feels all right, you can play with rolling towards that right cheek. You might start to feel a little stretch through the left side of your neck. You might even feel a little stretch to the right side of the neck. I certainly am. You just go to that place where it's enough, you'll know. Back out if you need to. Notice how that right shoulder blade has gotten a little heavier. You're feeling that expansion, that stretch across your heart and chest. Good, deep inhale. And then as you exhale, bring your head back to center. Inhale, knees come up to center. So again, just adjust your hips so you're nice and even. We're in this bridge pose setup. Arms by your side. You can just have your palms facing down. Let's just move a little bit into our bridge pose. So as you inhale, press into your feet, direct your tailbone forward, squeeze the glutes. As you exhale, you lower down. Inhaling, lifting. As you exhale, you lower. Add the arms if you'd like. Inhale, arms reach up overhead, palms face towards each other, maybe thumbs touch behind you. As you exhale, you lower down. Couple more like this. Inhaling, lifting. Exhale, release. Good. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, slowly lower everything down. And then this time we inhale, lift up. Keep your hips here, but as you exhale, release your arms by your side. Grab the outer edges of your mat. So kind of walk your hands towards your heels. Snuggle your shoulder blades underneath you. Just keep your gaze straight up at the ceiling. Feel that stretch across your heart and chest. As you inhale, the top of your chest expands towards your chin. Are you rolling to the outer edges of your feet? Keep pressing evenly. Feel those inner thighs release down as you continue to extend your tailbone forward. Good. As you inhale, lift just a micromillimeter more. And as you exhale, you slowly lower down. Walk your feet as wide as your mat. Bring your arms out in a T shape as you exhale, knees fall to the right. Inhale, nice and slow, come up to center. It's a little windshield wiper to release lower back. Exhale, knees fall to the left. And then just continue like that at your pace, few times. I'm just kind of enjoying a little mellower pace here. Good, let the knees fall off to left, and then inhale to center. Good, walk your feet a little bit closer, hug the knees in. You can hold shins or thighs. And then if it feels all right in your spine today, you rock forward and back a few times. Otherwise, you roll off to one side or the other. We all make our way up to our tabletop position. Good, so landing with shoulders over wrists, spreading fingers, knees underneath your hips. Feel your belly button pull towards your spine. So we have a nice flat back here, but we're engaging the belly. And then fire up the glutes, the outer hips a little bit. So squeeze the outer buns inward and then hold on to that as you inhale. Find that arch in your lumbar, chest comes forward through the gates of your shoulders. As you exhale, press the mat away, round in the upper spine, back of the neck gets nice and long. Inhale, extending forward, maybe really firm down into your shins. Beautiful work. As you exhale, press the mat away, round in. Close your eyes if they're not already. Continue like this. Just a few rounds of your cat-cow. Opening up the spine. And just getting any of the cobwebs out here. Just finding a sense of movement. Finding a sense of ease and space. Good. Inhale, come up to neutral spine. We're going to find a little twist here. So rooting into your right palm, we're going to thread the eye of the needle. Left arm comes underneath. You land on that shoulder, ear. Maybe you're giving yourself a little support. This can be pretty intense for some of us. So if you need to rest your head on a block or a blanket or a cushion from the couch, that's not cheating. And then as you're here, just feel those left ribs roll up, any amount. And then maybe you start to extend your right arm up. Just kind of lean it back. So feel that opening across your heart and chest. And you can be skipping that if it's enough to just have that hand down on the floor. If you'd like to start to externally rotate your right palm to face behind you, bend the elbow, grab a piece of shirt or pants or the inner left thigh, bring your fingertips there. So just hold on to something, find a little leverage to press that right shoulder head back a little more. And then as you feel that happening, exhale, twist from the lowermost left rib, might just be the tiniest amount. Good. Inhale, stretch your right arm back up if you took the wrap. As you exhale, press down into that right hand, unwind yourself here. Couple rounds of your cat-cow just to let that go, cleansing the palate. Good, come back to your neutral spine. And then we take the second side. So threading that right arm under or behind the left wrist, landing on that right shoulder ear. This side might feel different. If you need a prop, grab one. And just a couple breaths here. You're gonna feel a little sensation in your neck, in your shoulder, maybe even the lower right waist area. If this is enough, you continue just breathing here like this. If you want a little more, want to get into that left shoulder, start to reach left fingertips up towards the ceiling. And then spin your palm to face towards the wall behind you. Good, bend the elbow, grab a piece of shirt, a piece of pants. Maybe you can get your fingertips to the inside of your right thigh. They're all good places. And then with that leverage, lift that left shoulder a little higher. Breath smooth and steady. As you exhale, really twist that lowermost right rib up towards the ceiling. It might just be more of a thought than anything, but see if you can engage this twisting movement from that place, and then everything else follows. And here we go, we stretch left fingertips back up on the inhale if you're in the wrap. And then as you exhale, unwind, come back to your tabletop again, a few rounds of your cat-cow. Really connecting movement with the breath, letting it feel good. Beautiful work. As we inhale, we come back to neutral spine, right? So we're gonna curl our toes under. We're gonna get into the core a little bit here. So you're gonna keep your gaze an inch or two in front of your fingertips. So your neck is nice and long. With the toes curled under, your belly pulling in, outer hips squeezing in, just lift the knees about 2 inches. And we're gonna be here longer than we wanna be. This is called getting into the core fast. Keep breathing. You put your knees down if you need a little break. Stick with it a few more breaths if you can. Fire up the glutes. You might start to feel this in the belly. You might even be feeling it in the front of the legs, the quadriceps. All right, deep inhale. As you exhale, start to stretch your sit bones up towards the ceiling. Make your way back into your downward facing dog. And just make any adjustments that you need to here. So as you look back between your feet, you see that they're hips distance apart. Second and third toe point forward. This first downward dog of the day, you can always keep a little bend in your knees, especially if you're feeling a little tighter in the hamstrings, the lower back. That will just help you to get more extension in your spine. Your ears are releasing between your biceps, your inner arms. And then as you press into all 10 knuckles in your hands, squeeze the forearms in towards each other. And then start to really firm muscle to bone. Feel your upper arm, inner upper arm wrap towards your outer upper arm. And then engage the legs a little more too. So again, that idea of muscle firming to bone, you're using your entire body here. As we inhale, we shift forward into our plank pose. So shoulders land over wrists. Sometimes you need to sneak your feet back a little bit. Gaze an inch or two in front of your fingertips so you're not looking at your toes. You're not looking super far forward either. So again, neck nice and long, nice work. For this first one, let's come to our knees. As we exhale to the count of 5, our elbows start to bend, they squeeze in. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Landing on your belly. Good, reach your arms by your side, palms face in towards each other, so thumbs down towards the floor. Press into all 10 toenails, just land on your forehead. Keep the feet and hands anchoring for now. As you inhale, just extends forward and up. Squeeze the shoulder blades in towards each other. So a little Shalabhasana, squeeze the hips, the glutes, so you're getting that support, especially if you tend to get sensation in your lower back. You want to activate these muscles as you exhale, lower. Good, this time as you inhale, keep feet pressing, lift heart and chest, and then go ahead and lift arms. Nice, press shoulder heads back a little more, squeeze those shoulder blades in towards each other. Breath smooth and steady. On your inhale, feel a little lightness and lift. As you exhale, you lower down. So let's keep our head down. Let's keep our arms down here. And in fact, let's press down into the palms so the thumbs turn outward. Good. As you inhale, just lift your legs up. So glutes are squeezing, pinky side of the toe, or toes rather, roll down on both feet. Keep the hands pressing down firmly. Next inhale, start to lift your chest up. Again, lift shoulders, squeeze them in. Nice work. And then maybe inhale, lift your arms up. So full Shalabhasana, serpent pose. Couple breaths. Such a beautiful pose for creating strength in our lower back. This is really important. It's like the other half of a strong core. We tend to overemphasize the front of the body. I can't talk on a Monday. Deep inhale. Exhale, lower everything down. And then just bringing your fingertips underneath your shoulder heads. Elbows squeeze in. Moving into Bhujangasana, low cobra. Couple of breaths here. So as you inhale, chest extends forward and up. Exhale, lower. You keep a deep bend in your elbows. You're generating the work from your lower back. Inhale, lift. As you exhale, lower. Inhale, coming into the pose. Exhaling, releasing down. And this time we inhale up. We hold here as you exhale. Bring your gaze out over your right shoulder. Let's take a couple breaths there. Keep squeezing the elbows in. Good. Inhale to center with your gaze, and then exhale, look out over that left shoulder. Keep squeezing elbows in, keep pressing shoulder heads back, keep that breath smooth and steady. Inhale back to center. Good. Exhale, roll on down. So let's drag our hands back a little bit, curl our toes under. So you're just resting on your forehead here. Keep the elbows squeezing in, nice deep inhale. As you exhale, feel your belly pull in, your glutes squeeze. Exhale, press to plank pose. Take an inhale. And then as you exhale, pull back, downward facing dog. Good work. And let's nice and easy start to walk our feet forward to meet our hands. to the top of the mat. So feet about hips distance when you get there. Exhale, fold in, maybe a little bend in your knees. And then as you inhale, hands on shins or thighs, chest extends forward, gaze comes forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Good, exhale, fold in. Inhale, lengthen forward, Ardha Uttanasana. Good, stay here as you exhale, bring your hands to your hips so you have a flat back, elbows are squeezing in. Inhale, press into your feet, belly pulls in and up to help you lift. Release your arms by your side. Take a couple of breaths here. Just put your brain down into your feet, feel the arches lift. Feel as though you're distributing the weight really evenly. And we're gonna begin to flow a little bit. As you inhale, arms reach out and up. As you exhale, hinge forward, fold in. Inhale, lengthening forward, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold back in. Good, inhale, press down into your feet. Take up space as you reach out and up or forward and up. As you exhale, hands come together at your heart. Inhaling, reaching. Connecting movement with breath, letting this feel so good as you exhale, fold in. Inhale, chest extends forward, gaze comes forward. Exhale, fold. Pressing down into your feet, stretching arms out and up. As you exhale, hands come together at your heart. We have two more. I'm not going to cue you, just flow with your breath or follow along with me. Maybe close your eyes. Sometimes that just feels really nice. Breathing space and ease and grace into your bones, into your muscles, into the head space. Good, and we're gonna start to add on. Once you're done with that second round, there's no rush to get there. You're just pausing in your mountain pose, palms together at your heart, eyes closed, just checking and noticing how you're feeling. So already building a little heat, already finding a little sense of ease. So all these subtle shifts. Good, as you exhale, release your arms by your side. As you inhale, arms reach out and up. As you exhale, hinge forward, fold in. Inhale, chest extends forward, gaze comes forward. Exhale, step your left foot way back. Land on that knee, and then just be on your fingertips here. You could even have hands on blocks as you inhale. Drag that left hip forward. Pull the shoulder heads back, lift the heart and chest a little bit. Good. Exhale, curl those left toes under, fire up that thigh. All right, plant your palms, keep your gaze forward, step your right foot back to meet your left foot. So we're in plank pose. Take an inhale. And then as we exhale, we shift forward, we lower to halfway. You might be using your knees. And then onto your belly. So passing through our chaturanga, tops of the feet press, inhale, low cobra. If you're ready for an upward dog, drag your hands back. Press arms to straight, shins, knees, thighs lifting up off the mat. If that's not happening, come back to your low cobra. If there's a lot of sensation in your lumbar that isn't good, come back to your low cobra. From here, we roll over our toes to our downward facing dog. Make any little adjustments that you need to. It's the second dog of the day, already feeling a little different. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, step this foot through, land on your right knee. So just be on your fingertips here. Press the shoulder heads back, melt that right hip down. Couple of breaths of just this like low crescent pose. All right. Go ahead and curl your right toes under, firm that thigh up towards the ceiling. Take an inhale here. As we exhale, we're going to step our right foot to meet the left foot at the top of the mat. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold in. Pressing down into your feet, stretching arms out and up. Good. As you exhale, hands come together at your heart. Inhaling, reaching. As you exhale, hinge, fold in. Inhale, chest extends. Plant your palms, step your right foot way back, land on that knee. And then this time, inhale into your full crescent pose. So your tailbone is directing down. Your outer hips are squeezing in. Lower belly is pulling in and up. Bring your left fingertips to your right wrist. Fire up this left glute. As you exhale, side bend to the left. Maybe bring your gaze up underneath that right arm. Feel the shoulder blades release down and squeeze in towards each other. A few more breaths here like this. Good. Let's inhale up to center. And then as you exhale, release your hands down. You can be on your fingertips here. We're going to inhale, pull this left leg back to a little half split situation. And we're going to take a few breaths here. Always okay if you have a little bend in that left knee. This is a big, big hamstring stretch. So modify as needed. Nice deep inhale. As you exhale, bend that left knee, plant your palms, inhale, curl your right toes under. Exhale, step left foot to meet your right foot. Good, take an inhale. And then as you exhale, shift forward on toes, maybe come to knees, lower halfway, hover, or all the way down. Inhale into your low cobra or your upward facing dog. Press more to the inner edge of the hands here. As you exhale, pull back, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. Be careful of furniture behind you. As you exhale, step that foot through, land on your left knee. As we inhale, we rise up, low crescent pose, Anjali-asana. Tailbone releases down, feeling this hip flexor stretch on that left side. Good. Outer hips are squeezing in, especially this right one. You're going to bring your right fingertips to that left wrist. Reach through that left side as you start to side bend here. Maybe gazing up underneath that left arm. Feel the shoulder blades releasing down. Are you breathing? Sometimes we start to hold the breath. So we have to remind ourselves to come back to the breath. Good. As we inhale, we release that side bend, come up. And then as you exhale, bring hands down. So be on your fingertips here. Inhale. Start to bring that right leg to straight any amount. So driving that right hip back, left hip forward. Few breaths. How is this side different? Hamstring is this big, big muscle on the back of the leg. So this usually presents a lot of sensation for most of us. Bend the knee if you need to. Do less. Good, nice deep inhale. As you exhale, rock forward, plant your palms. Inhale, curl your left toes under. Good, and then as you exhale, you're looking forward, you're stepping your left foot to meet your right foot at the top of the mat. Inhale, chest lengthens. As you exhale, you fold in. Pressing down into your feet, stretching arms out and up. Good, as you exhale, hands come together at your heart. And then let's all just go ahead and bring our feet to hips distance apart. Second and third toe pointing forward. And find just a little Utkatasana chair twist here. So as you inhale, knees bend, arms reach up, weight moves towards the heels. All right, just bring, let's see, I'm gonna do it this way. Your right thumb towards your right hip. So keep reaching through that left hand. And you're dragging that right hip back. Start to bring the back of the left hand to the outside of that right thigh. Press there. So press thigh against hand, press hand into thigh, press shoulder heads back, and then notice if this right hip drags forward. So keep pressing it back with the left hand. And then maybe start to extend that right arm back, press shoulder heads back. Good. As you inhale, come to center. Exhale, press your legs to straight. You're probably feeling that in the quadriceps a little bit. Good. Take a couple of breaths. Let everything slow down before we do that to the second side. All right. So again, feet are hips distance apart. Weight shifts into the heels as you inhale, knees bend, arms reach up. All right. So we're going to take our left hand to our left hip. So you kind of just want to pull back. You can take that thumb into the hip crease, pull back, press the shoulder head back. All right, and then start to reach that right hand across. So back of the hand presses to the outside of this left thigh. Left thigh is pressing into the hand. And then maybe you start to extend your left arm back. Really try to find some twist in the upper body. A little more there. It's a little easier for most of us. We tend to be a little more mobile in the lower body in these twists. We want to try to find it in the thoracic as well. Deep inhale. Full exhale. This is called get quick warm. Get warm quick. Oh man, it's a Monday. Inhale, arms reach up. Chair pose. Exhale, press your legs to straight. Hands come together at your heart. Couple of breaths, maybe close your eyes. Letting everything slow down. Good, and then blinking your eyes open. As you inhale, knees bend, arms reach up, Utkatasana chair pose. As you exhale, hinge forward, fold in, Uttanasana. Inhale, chest extends forward, gaze comes forward. Step your left foot way back. Land on that knee. Press down into the left palm, so shoulder is over wrist. Press to the inner edge of the right foot. Start to spin your chest to the right. So finding just a little crescent twist. You can be down on that back knee. Breath smooth and steady, maybe gazing up at that right thumb. Good. Let's take an inhale here. As you exhale, stretch that right arm up overhead. Good. Inhale, lift the right arm. Exhale, reach it up overhead. One more inhale up. Exhale, reach it up overhead, but keep squeezing those left ribs up towards the ceiling. Inhale up. And then as you exhale here, unwind. So palms plant on either side of that right foot. Curl your left toes under as you inhale. Take, on your exhale, step your right foot to meet your left foot. Taking an inhale here in plank. And then exhale, shift forward, maybe come to knees. Lower halfway, chaturanga, hover there, or come all the way down. Inhale into your low cobra or upward facing dog. As you exhale, pull back into your downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg lifts. Keep the hips nice and even, outer hip squeeze in. As you exhale, step that foot through, land on your right knee. So set up with your right wrist underneath your right shoulder. You could always be on a block. Really press to the inner edge of this left foot. And then start to twist to the left. And again, see if you can find a little more of the twist in your upper body. It's a little harder to get there, so it almost feels like you have to release that right shoulder blade down your back. You feel that left shoulder blade releasing on top of the right shoulder blade. Maybe you're gazing up at that top thumb. Keeping the breath smooth and steady here. Good, so deep inhale a few times. As you exhale, spin that left palm forward, reach that arm up and overhead. Inhale, extend. Exhale, reach. Inhaling up. Good, exhale, reach that arm up and over. Inhale up. And then as you exhale, unwind here. So palms plant. Take on your inhale, curl your right toes under, firm up that thigh. Exhale, step your right foot to meet your left foot. As you inhale, chest extends forward, gaze comes forward. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, knees bend, arms reach up. Utkatasana, chair pose. Good, as you exhale, press your legs to straight. Hands come together at your heart. Inhaling, knees bend. As you exhale, hinge forward, fold in. Inhale, chest extends forward, gaze comes forward. Plant your palms, step your left foot way back. Make sure you're not on a tight rope, so feet or hips distance apart. Keep left toes curled under this time. Inhale, rise up. Full crescent pose. Good, and we're gonna find just a little open twist here. So let's take our arms out wide. Good, palms facing forward. And then as you exhale, keep squeezing hips in towards each other, especially that right hip. Start to twist to the right. Again, see if you can find a little more of the twist in the upper body. Can you keep your hips nice and steady? And then maybe reach this right hand down the back leg. Take this left arm up and over. So a little reverse crescent twist here. As you inhale, square off, crescent pose. Exhale, hands come down to the mat. Inhale, step that right foot back. As you exhale, shift forward on toes, lower halfway, hover, or all the way down. Inhale into your low cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, step that foot through. Walk the foot to the right a little bit so you're not on a tightrope. Inhale, strong legs carry you up, full crescent pose. Squeeze out our hips in a lot, especially this right hip. Don't be shy, sink in nice and deep into that front leg. And you can always bend this back knee a little bit, especially if your hip flexors are tight. As you exhale, take your arms out wide. Good, I think I have us on the wrong side. So left foot's supposed to be forward. Twist to the other side. Yeah, so reach arms out. It happens sometimes. So we're twisting to the left here. Shoulder blades releasing down. And then keep the legs really strong. Reach that left hand down that back leg. Shoulder blades release down. Reaching right arm up and back. Good. So as we inhale, come back to our crescent pose. As we exhale, hands come down to the mat. Step your right foot to meet your left foot. As you inhale, chest extends forward. As you exhale, you fold in. Inhale, knees bend, arms reach up. Utkatasana, chair pose. Great work. As you exhale, press your legs to straight. Hands come together at your heart. Close your eyes here. Take a couple of breaths. This is like the low, slow burn class today. So twist, build a lot of heat. All right, so blink your eyes open. Bring your feet to hips distance apart again. All right, as we inhale, knees bend, arms reach up, Utkatasana, chair pose. As you exhale, hands come to heart center. Just imagine that there's a wall behind you. You're pressing your sit bones back nice and even. Really hold on to that so you're engaging the glutes. Exhale, twist to the left or to the right. It really is a Monday. I don't know what's wrong with my brain. Left elbow comes to the outside of that right thigh. Press palms towards heart center. See if you can find a little more twist in the thoracic nice-a-net. And then you're gonna stay in the twist, but you might wanna bring your gaze down. Take a nice deep inhale here. Begin to shift the weight into the right foot. Start to lift these left toes up. And then reach that left leg back, maybe kind of passing through a little twisting warrior three. And then place those left toes down on the floor. So we're in this nice crescent twist. So we've prepped for this. Good, again, just bring your gaze down here. No big deal, nice and light. Start to lift that left leg, bend the knee. Come back to your chair pose with the twist. Nice. As you exhale, unwind, hinge forward. Really let the back of the neck release. Now take a few breaths here. You can just have fingertips on the floor. You could bring your hands to the backs of your calves. You could even interlace your fingers at the small of your back and extend wrists forward. So that's nice if you want to get into the shoulders. Whatever is feeling good to you right now. What do you need? Okay, so wherever you're at, just release hands to the floor. Find a nice deep bend in your knees. As you inhale, you slowly start to roll up to standing, one vertebra at a time. Alas, there are two sides. Thankfully, there aren't more than two, so we got this. All right, here we go. Feet are hips distance apart. Lower belly is pulling in and up. Outer hips are squeezing in as you inhale, knees bend. Arms reach up. Exhale, hands come to heart center. So keep pressing those sit bones back evenly. Deep inhale, lengthen through the sides of your waist. Exhale, twist to the left. Hinge in a little deeper. Hooking right elbow to the outside of that left thigh. Maybe gazing up over that left shoulder for a couple of breaths, vigorously pressing your palms to heart center. And then stay in this deep twist, but just bring your gaze down and slightly forward. Begin to shift the weight into the left foot. So you keep a bend in that right knee as you start to lengthen it back. And then lightly press those toes down so we land in this twisting crescent. Not an easy transition. So if it's a little wobbly, that's cool. The more we do it, the better we get. Few breaths here. Find a little more twist in the upper body if you can. So get that right shoulder out of your ear. Feel the shoulder blades squeezing in towards each other. And then bring your gaze down again, nice and slow. So it's like a little modified warrior three, standing balance, and then step that right foot to meet the left, pull that right hip back. Inhale, gaze up over your left shoulder. And then as you exhale, unwind, fold in. Again, any little variation that you want here. So holding the legs, kind of finding a standing Paschimottanasana. Interlacing fingers the opposite way if you did that. And then stretching wrists forward, letting the neck lengthen and release wherever you're at, whatever variation. Good, and then just releasing fingertips down to the mat. Find a bend in your knees. And then inhale. Slowly come up to standing. Just roll the shoulders back a few times when you get there. And we're gonna make our way to a comfortable seat. As always, if you tend to be a little tighter in the hips, if it's hard to sit tall, sitting up on a blanket is really nice. So we're gonna find our Dandasana here, our seated staff pose. So this is like our Tadasana pose, but the seated version. So you're really pressing down into your sit bones. And as you root down there, as you activate the legs, so you're feeling it's like you're standing on the legs, even though we're sitting down here. So you could imagine that your feet are pressing into the wall, they're flexed, they're active. Feeling your shoulders stack over your sit bones. And you'll notice just sitting here like this requires a lot of effort. It's not easy. Okay, so we're gonna take this into little twists. We're gonna bend our right knee in. So many of us are just gonna stay here like this. You can try to cross that right foot over that left thigh. So if you go there and this right sit bone starts to lift up, just come back to here. And then finally, a few of us might be able to bend this left knee, so we're kind of pretzeling ourselves. So whatever place you're at, it's all good. It's all doing essentially the same thing. One is not better than the other. We're gonna reach our right fingertips behind us. If you're sitting on something, maybe put your fingertips on a block. This just helps us to keep this height in the spine. Then we're gonna inhale, reach those left arms up. And then again, think about finding a little more of the twist in the upper body and the thoracic. So start to twist to the right. Nice, nice work. And then a couple options here. You can either hug that right elbow or right knee, leg with your left elbow. Maybe you can bring that left elbow to the outside and then you just find a little leverage. Again, they're both good places to be. Press shoulder heads back. And then consciously start to shift your breath here. Begin to slow it down. So the inhale's getting a little longer. Maybe you're even counting to the 7 or 8. Observe that pause at the top of the breath and then exhale to that same number. You might be bringing your gaze out towards that right shoulder if it feels okay in your neck. And just giving everything a little ring out here. It's like our spring cleaning class. Lots of twists today. Good. Stay in the twist in your lower body, but just bring your gaze out over that left shoulder. So just moving in the opposite direction, just stretching into the neck. And then maybe reach the right arm up and over. So it's a little lateral side bend here in this twist in the lower body. Nice. Deep inhale. Full, complete exhale. Good. And then as you inhale, just upright your torso, unwind here. If that left leg is, the knee is bent, just extend that leg to straight. Uncross that right foot if you took that variation. Finding our Dandasana again. So both legs extending. Listening to that sound of your breath, and we're going to take this sequence to the second side. So left knee bends in, side to side. This can feel really different. So you want to make sure that you're rooting down evenly into both sit bones. Maybe this is where you stay. If you can hold on to that action and cross your left foot over your right thigh, you can go there. And then finally, a few of us might bend this right knee. So if you did one variation on this side and it's not working on this side, that's fine. They can look different. Reach your left fingertips behind you. So just giving yourself a little support, a little length. Maybe those fingertips are on a block, especially if you're sitting on a blanket. Inhale, stretch this right arm up. Good. As you exhale, begin to twist to the left and see if you can find a little more of the twist in the thoracic, the upper body. Couple options. Hugging that left thigh knee with the right arm. Maybe you can get in a little deeper, hooking that elbow to the outside of the thigh, and then you just use that leverage to help you spin open a little more. Maybe you begin to bring your gaze out over that left shoulder if it feels okay. And then focus on that rhythm of your breath. Nice and steady. Length of the inhale, length of the exhale. Match each other. Keeping the twist, but just bring your gaze towards that right shoulder. Good, and then anchor into your sit bones. Perhaps inhale, side bend a little bit to the right, reaching that left arm up and over. You can be gazing up underneath the top arm if that feels okay. Good, smooth, deep inhale. And full, complete exhale. Oh, and then as you inhale, just upright yourself here. Release hands down. Extend your right leg to straight. Uncross left foot, and then extend that leg to straight. Give the legs a little shake out here. Good, and then we're going to come into our Paschimottanasana, so just a deep forward fold. So if you're a little tighter, you could always slide a blanket underneath the knees, tighter in the hamstrings and lower back. Feet hips distance apart, bend in the knees also works. If you're a little more open, you might take a block at the bottom of your feet, and then you can grab the edges of the block as you fold in. So all good places to be. As we inhale here, arms reach up. The other thing I should mention is that you can use a strap here too. So that's also really nice if you're tighter. So you might not fold in so deep, but you're keeping your spine nice and long. So whatever variation you're working with here, we're all trying to think a little cobra pose in our upper body. So that might mean that you don't come down as far, but that's okay. You're going to feel a deeper stretch. And this is an intense stretch on the back side of the body. You're going to really feel this in your hamstrings. You're going to feel it in your spine. Keep the breath moving. Do less if you need to. It's hard to move in that direction sometimes. We're just kind of trained to go for it. Less can be more. We want to be doing this 20, 30, 40 years from now. So we make smart choices now so that we can have a yoga practice for many, many years to come. Couple more good breaths. Good, and then I just want you to kind of get ugly with this pose. So you're gonna let everything plop. So feet can roll out. You're gonna round in the upper spine. You're gonna let the back of the neck lengthen down and release. And amazingly enough, you're gonna get all kinds of sensation here too, all kinds of stretching. And then we are gonna roll on up, and we're gonna come onto our back here. When you get there, hug your knees into your chest. So the moment we've been waiting for, a nice, well-deserved Shavasana after a very challenging little yoga practice. So just see if there's anything else that you need here. Maybe a quick twist side to side, maybe a happy baby. Maybe you're ready to make your way into your Shavasana. So listen to what you need. As you come into your Shavasana, if there's tenderness in your lower back, you're gonna take a blanket or blocks underneath your knees, or you're gonna take your feet as wide as the mat and allow your knees to knock in. If you feel comfortable here, you can come into a classic Shavasana. So legs extending straight out, a little wider than hips distance apart. Arms by your side, a little wider than shoulders distance apart. Palms facing up. And then your eyes are closed here. You're allowing your breath to find its own natural rhythm. So you're not trying to control it. Take rest. And let your next inhale be deeper. Open your mouth, sigh the breath out. Ha. Wiggle fingers, toes, stretch the arms up overhead. So just bringing some gentle movement back to your body. Staying soft and quiet. You're going to roll to one side or the other, just finding the fetal position. Maybe it's feeling a little different here than when we started at the beginning of class. Hopefully a little easier. You're going to use your hands to help you press up to a comfortable seat. You're going to send yourself love and gratitude for showing up and working hard, for making the effort. You're going to notice how good you feel here physically, mentally. And just going to carry this feeling with you into the rest of the day, the rest of the week ahead. Bring your palms together at your heart and bow your head with a smile. Beautiful work today. Thank you.